Hello and welcome to today's historic best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on Flying Aggro. Flying Aggro is a list that, instead of caring about a particular tribe like goblins or elves, cares about creatures with the keyword of flying. Like Watcher of the Spheres is a perfect example of a good flyer that buffs flyers or cares about flyers in some way and can apply a respectable amount of pressure. That is the ideal creature for the list. Cards like Watcher of the Spheres, the new Errant and Giada, even cards like Spell, Queller, and Vendillion Clique are all cards that either have flying and are okay creatures or care about flyers in some way. But yeah, that is the basics of what the deck wants, is good flyers and cards that care about flyers with the occasional bit of glue sort of stitched in there. Cards like Winged Words, Lofty Denial, and even Skyclave Apparition, though the Apparition is more generically good. We pair all those things up with the best piece of like glue, which is Three Tree Battalion. Three Tree Battalion is, in a very, very simple way, a color-shifted version of a collected company, where the previous version of this that I made for the channel, if I'm remembering correctly, I had to really get weird and screw with my mana base to try and get the green mana required to get access to Collected Company. But now with Three Tree Battalion, we have a color-shifted version of Collected Company, and it's perfect. It's exactly what a deck like this wants, since pretty much all of the hits are good hits, and we want to get multiples of the creature. The only exception being cards like Vendillion, Clique, or Errant and Giada. This is the only time when Three Tree Battalion is not that great, where sometimes you get two legendaries and you still gotta lose one of them. But beyond that, it's a great little color-shifted version of Collected Company. I love this card. You will definitely be seeing more of this in the future. I hope a card like this will help to give white aggressive decks a real bump in power that they were lacking beforehand. But that is the basics of the list, where again we just play a 3-tree into some flyers that summon a big scary board and can generally apply pressure. The land base, pretty simple. I have some pathways and some shock lands. And I am running some okay tap lands, since while this is an aggressive deck, we don't have any cards that are 1 mana in the main board. So we can afford to run these slower cards that wouldn't really fit into a traditionally aggressive list, since in like a goblins or elves, you want to play a thing on turn 1, play a thing on turn 2. In a deck like this, you don't mind taking a turn off to get some card advantage out of your lands. So if you have these weird cards and we're looking for a home for them to use them, this is a great spot. Also have some basics, both the channel lands, some, just generically good tech options in our land base, and some of the Modern Horizons 3 Bolt lands, since again, we love extra utility in our land base, since we have to run lands anyway. And that is all for the main deck of the list. The sideboard is pretty self-explanatory. Path of Exile for pretty cheap and efficient creature removal. Selfless Spirit and Kira, Great Glass Spinner, are both flyers that protect our board in different ways, where Selfless Spirit is really the best against like sweepers, and Kira is good against spot removal. Got a couple more Witch Enchanters for additional disenchant, sorry, that's the name of the card. Additional disenchant effects if we need them for any sort of creature enchantments. A single Remorseful Cleric as a good creature that can also host graveyards if you need it. A couple Dovin's Vetoes if you need just some sort of answer to whatever big and scary non-creature spell. Since we are in blue, we might as well take advantage of that. And finally, we have 2 Settle the Wreckages and a Cleansing Nova. All of these are basically sweepers that we don't mind running, where Settle is a potentially one-sided sweeper, and we love those. And Cleansing Nova, while not a one-sided sweeper, and sometimes you'll have to sweep your own board, which sucks, we run it because it has additional utility in being able to sweep artifacts and enchantments, and we love that kind of utility in a single slot in a sideboard. But if you don't like Cleansing Nova and you think it's always bad to sweep your own creatures or whatever, just run another Settle or something, if you're one of those particular purists, of which I am not. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions that are nice and or constructive, I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. Anywho, now we'll go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Flying Aggro list. And this is a perfectly fine opener. 4 lands, 3 spells. Can't really ask for much more. Go ahead and play the fountain and pass. Our opponent running some sort of generic Rakdosi sacrifice stuff, maybe? I guess we'll do an Otawara here. While we do prefer to cast a Lofty Denial when we have a flyer in play. But if we can just, get a counterspell off of it, we happily take those. Pretty good. Guess we'll do a Pathway on white, and I think actually we'll play a Watcher of the Spheres. Gonna try and make as much use out of the buffing of the sphere every time we play vampires. Every time we play a flyer. It's odd. Am I gonna get down ticked into something big and scary? Get the fuck out of here. I don't have a great answer for that. That is awkward. Okay. Pathway on blue. We'll play an Empyrean Eagle. Guess we'll go ahead and use the Watcher into the Sorin. If they block with the Ripper, we will gladly flash in something. But I don't think they take that. We might be in some real trouble. I don't think we have a great answer for this. He took the bait. In that case, we'll play a Vendillion Clique and see if we can get something out of their hands. It's still going to be around. Guess we'll do a Fable Can Be Gone. Anything that can give them some more cards looked at would be not great. I mean, that's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's... Let me rephrase that. I know it's good when they have the Sorin and have the Vein Ripper, but beyond that, I'd be surprised how reliable a deck like this is. That's cool. We're going to get rid of the Sorin all day. Don't like that Blood Tithe Harvester being big, but I think I'm kind of feeling okay about that. It's a Hive. I mean, that hurts, and it might be enough to like really mess us up. But we are alive. Yeah, okay. Mutavault and Hive. Okay. Play an Errant and Giada. See if we can find something more interesting on top. 3 Tree something. Apparition's pretty good. Yeah, in that case, I think we can actually just go ahead and attack. Since we have the 3 Tree and we're basically sitting on 2 copies of Skyclave Apparition. I think we're pretty okay with that. Do they throw away what they have? Oh, another land. Okay. Honestly, feeling pretty good. Like, they popped off with their, like, big scary Sorin turn, but beyond that, their deck isn't doing a whole lot. Thoughtseize kind of blows, so I guess we will go ahead and do the 3 tree now. Is gonna stink to not get a whole lot of use out of the other one. One blood tithe gone. Guess we submit 0 for the second one. And honestly, I think if our opponent swings in with a hive here, we're pretty happy to double block here. Alright, we do have Jackdaw. Okay, that very much so stinks, but what are you gonna do? I don't know if I care. I think we just play a Jackdaw, attack with our flyers. If we need to double block, we don't even need to double block. I forgot about the buff. Yeah, we just go over the top. If they attack with their Kalitas, we chump with a Jackdaw, even though I think how this will work is that it'll be exiled and the Jackdaw's trigger won't go off, but we're just happy to get rid of the creature at that stage. We attack with both. To be honest, if you attack with just one, I think our plan remains the same. There we go. Oh, why would you... Oh, no, why he's gonna... That's right. Never mind. Okay, in that case, the plan remains the same on both accounts. Double block into the hive and get rid of the Kalitas. Sucks that we're not gonna get Jackdaw triggers, or they're gonna get, you know, a 2/2 dude. But we're just happy that they don't have a board. And we do. Kinda can't ask for much more. Oh yeah, they do get bodies off. That's not great, is it? In that case, I think we'll do a Skycat. I forgot about the making the zombies part of it. I thought it was just graveyard hate. Yeah, we're not going to attack. There's a real chance we just die on crackback, and we don't want to do that. But they only have one card. Like, okay. Oh, sorry, they have 2 creature lands. You still live here, though. Getting rid of the creature lands is the best. And yeah, we're taking 6 damage, and that sucks. But also now we know that whatever they're gonna play, or might play, we can Lofty Denial. Don't care what it is. Though I think that's a... What's the name of that card? Dark Confidant on a horse? Hang on, how does this work? Okay, so I can't cast the... Yeah, okay, so I can't cast the adventure side. I can cast the creature side. Is how I believe that works mechanically. Oh, we love that. We love our opponent doing nothing. I'm going to keep the Brazen Borrow on top so we can bounce some of the creature tokens. And our board's big enough, I'm going to attack with the Skycat and slowly start chipping him that way. This still retains blockers and interaction on our part. If they play something big, we can always spell Queller it. If they attack with their whole board, again, we just piece out their whole board and make them feel bad that way. Yeah, I guess now that we have a moment here, my initial theory of, like, when they get a Sorin Imperious Bloodlord and they cheat a big scary thing into play, that's scary, but if that doesn't kill me, then, you know, kind of doesn't matter. I don't care. That's fine. We can attack. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Hang on. I'm going to block, because we're not dead. And if we do this right, we just win on crackback. Right? Am I going crazy? Then we just play the Brazen Borrower. And that should be lethal, right? We just attack. There we go. Got there in the end. Maybe a couple settles if they go wide, and a couple paths. Pretty good. Jackdaw's cute, but they clearly have Kalitas, so we're not going to get a whole lot of use out of that. Maybe one Errant can go down. Don't need both. Maybe a single Brazen Borrower. It's a little weird since we can't use it to block if we need to. And better to replace one of the creatures that will often not be able to block with a removal spell, basically. That'll, like, quote, guarantee get rid of a thing. Is my initial thought process. I could be wrong and look very stupid. And again, if they have another one of those big, scary, Soaring Imperious Bloodlord turns, like, that's gonna suck. But, I mean, it's gonna suck, but I think we'll be okay. Thoughtseize? That's fine. I don't know what he gets rid of here. But honestly, I don't think any one card he gets rid of is going to really mess me up too much. I'm going to play a temple and look for a land. That's fine. Didn't have a play on turn 2 anyway, besides a Path to Exile, which we can already cast. Blood Tide is cool. Guess we'll look for another land. That eagle's kind of good, though. Maybe we just keep it. It's fine. We'll see what our opponent does. Plays a land. If he does have the Sorin, we would like to keep the path to get rid of whatever he cheats in. If we have to, eat the 3, that's fine. Really nothing. Okay, I'll get rid of the Blood Tide. That's fine. Totally okay with that. Take your land, that's fine. 1000% okay with that. Go ahead and play a land. In this case, do an Empyrean Eagle. Start building up the big, scary flying board that cares about other flyers. Might just immediately get removed. But if nothing else, it's just holding up priority for, blood. That's fine. Throws away a land. Not the most scary play, if we're going to be honest. If they play a single scary thing we need to get rid of, we can always Apparition it away. Kinda like that. Down tick. It's like cool. Guess we can do a pathway on blue. And we will go ahead and 3-tree first and see what we find. See if that changes our math here. Okay, that's not great, but again, we just want to get rid of the Sorin. Don't have a target for the other one. What is the ward on this thing? Flying, ward, sack a creature. Dude dies, opponent loses 2, gain 2. Cool. I mean, it's big and scary, but fine. And, like, yeah, maybe it'll, like, do work and win the game, but, like, we're still kind of feeling okay. We'll figure it out, though. 2 cards in hand. You have a big, scary dude. Is there any world? I guess we can double block the 3 dude and kill him. I said double block 3. Sucks to lose the 6, but if we don't draw any sort of answer, we were going to be in trouble anyway. We'll see, though. Yeah, this was one of those, like... Okay, especially now. This is just one of those moments where, like, yeah, we gotta draw an answer. Like, that's a cute interaction, but, like... Yeah, it's, like, fine. Yeah, we just gotta draw an answer. If we don't, we just die. I think there's technically still an out here, but not in any meaningful sense. Yeah, opponents got it. That's fine. It's one of those, they won when they got their big scary turn. Kind of, you know, can't be too upset about that if we're going to be honest. And honestly, yeah, I think our plays remains the same. Like, it's just one of those, it really is like we're either going to have the answer or we're not going to have it. I have not seen a list like this in person, though. Although, really, it's just like a generic Rakdos deck with, like, some cute vampire stuff. It's like, yeah, I haven't seen it, but if we're going to be honest, it's not a whole lot to see. Like, it's good and they might win, and, like, good on them. Path is great. But beyond that, you know, it's just, it's like kind of whatever. Go ahead and play a Hallowed Fountain. Watcher of the Spheres, and again, just trying to get a big scary board going. Does he have a push? That's fine. Yeah, just sort of, you know, generic Rakdos goodies, which is fine. It's one of those, if it works for you, it works. Guess we'll shock in a Hallowed Fountain. Play a Skycat. This way will give us the option to, if they on turn 3, again, do the Sorin Vein Ripper thing again, gives us the ability to path to exile and get rid of the Ripper. Do they have another push? Or stomp? Okay, stomp. We're close. I so want to do that, but I'm not gonna. A part of me wanted to path my own creature to deny the Bone Crusher resolving, but the Vein Ripper is big and scary enough that it needs to be the thing that you hit. Man, I wanted to do that, though. So bad. Okay. That's a card. I'm not going to waste it on that. That's for damn sure. I guess we'll do a Pathway. Playing a Apparition and getting rid of the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Again, another one of those sort of just generically good cards that, you know, you run in Rakdos. Another Vampire. There's the Sorin. If we got a, again, path to get rid of the Vein Ripper and give him a dude, that's fine. Yeah, that's like fine. It's cool. Oh, please. Go ahead and push it. I don't think you can push it because nothing's left for Revolt to kick in. Yeah, all day. 100%. I'll sacrifice the creature. Do your little chip thing. Totally fine. My brain starts to fall asleep. Again, their deck is good. Totally good. It's just, you know. It's kind of, it's like, again, it's good. I just find it boring. But I clearly enjoy different things in Magic than most people do. And hey, whatever makes the person happy. We're gonna eat 2, and that's gonna suck. But again, better to be stung and be alive than not be stung and be dead. Archive's pretty good. What do we have on top? Settle is fantastic. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I can't actually use the Settle. That... yeah. I don't want to just eat... Well, okay, let's see how wide their board goes. That is the most painful shit ever. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I hate that so much. Yeah, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna do well. And again, if they win, it's fine. I still very much enjoy the deck and think you can have a lot of fun with it. There's a Bone Crusher. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't matter. Pretty much whatever you do, I'm passing. And just, you know, hope they walk into a really, really big Settle the Wreckage, and if they don't, we're in trouble. That is a big Settle. Happily take that. They probably have some response, and that's like fine. Oh, thank God. A part of me wanted to like rip that Three Tree Battalion and just like hope we could outfight the board, but luckily I got lucky and they didn't take into account. Oh yeah, that's cute. To have both creature lands is a little much. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass again. Granted, he's going to be thinking about a Settle the Wreckage and not a Three Tree Battalion. But if we can, you know, make our opponent second-guess themselves and just make more decisions and therefore mistakes, we take what we can get. If you're only attacking with that, I'm going to actually Aganjo that. Yeah, well... Nah, Aganjo, it's smarter. Better to get rid of it while I know I can, where there's a world in which a Three Tree Battalion doesn't actually kill that. Doing pretty good. Again, this is a very cute interaction. I don't think it's good, but like it's fine. Okay, that's something. Yeah, plan remains largely the same. See if they fire up the Mutavault or the Hive again. Totally fine. Now we have to do it. Pardon the yawn. Are you gonna uptick it and make your thing lifestealy? Or lifelinky? Whatever the fuck it's called. Unless you're gonna save the uptick for the Mutavault, which is also an option. But if you know I have these things, there's an argument to be made that you give it Death Touch so you can very cleanly trade with whatever I might 3-tree into. Also, they could just have a removal spell and life could suck. Okay, that's it. Fine. Gonna get rid of them both, but kind of just have to pull the trigger and hope. They could be sitting... Well, no. Yeah, we do double block, though. We gotta get rid of the Hive somehow. Opponent's in the tank. Do they have a removal spell? They do have a push. Okay, yeah. Our opponent might actually just have it. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do here. Watcher is something. And then we could do an Errant and Giada here. That's a thing. We're going to get chunked for a lot. It's going to suck. And they can actually... I think they can activate both of their creature lands, I think. At which point, then we might be in trouble. I don't think we have a great answer for that. Be smart. He'll turn on the Mutavault. I mean, okay, yeah, they're doing good. What's the math on this? We're not totally dead, we're just pretty dead. Play Errant and Giada in response. We could double block the 5, get rid of the Mutavault. Still getting hit for 6. It's Isn't there a sacrifice thing? Yeah, yeah, that's all we can hope to do, honestly. We die to a lot. That really, really stinks. I think we have to 3-tree now. Just hope we find something useful. Yeah, they got it. Oh well. They just activate their Hive next turn, and I can't field 3 blockers, which I would need for the Menace and the regular dude. To be fair, though, I mean, deck did well, performed well. They got there in the end. I would argue if their deck didn't have their Sorin Vein Ripper thing, we probably would have been much better off. But still, deck did good showing. And even if we lost, the deck's still fun. It's a fun list if you like, aggro list, and you like, very clear, like, themes. Then, flying's a good one and has a good amount of support. But anywho, with all that out of the way, we'll go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Flying Aggro list. And as always, we go first because we have a brain. And, we'll keep this because we have 2, arguably 3 spells to play with it. I wouldn't normally feel great about keeping a 2-lander, but we have options. Go ahead and just accept an okay hand. So this isn't another... Of course, first, Pathway on white. We'll play a Skycat. I hope this isn't another Rakdos vampire thing. Grixis Control, almost certainly, because no other Grixis list sees play. Pathway on blue, so we can play a Vendillion Clique, if nothing else. Forgot that Capenna's background music's like very chill. Honestly, kind of nice. We will go ahead and play the Vendillion Clique. Just see what we are going up against. I mean, again, it's probably a Grixis Control list. But I mean more so in the particular cards our opponent is playing. Snowlands are weird. But there's also like no real downside to running them. So choose 1. If you control a non-land permanent you don't own, choose 2. Get a card. Is it a copy of the card or the actual card? I forgot how Heist works. 3 random non-lands from my library. Exile 1 face down. You may cast that card as a log. Okay, cool. So you actually get the card. Oh, is it like Grixis? Like, okay, so it is like a Grixis Control, but it has like some Heist stuff in it. That's fascinating. Okay. Triumphant Getaway. I fucking love this music. It's very like, what's a good way to describe it? Like very like hotel lobby kind of soothing, but it's very nice. What do we do here? I think we honestly just start chipping away with a Clique, giving us a lofty denial if we need it. If they go to play, say, the other, what is that called? Triumphant Getaway. We can just denial it. They have my 3... What are they going to hit? Do I care? Because it's only going to hit... Okay. I might regret this, but I don't think I care, right? You wouldn't think a Grixis Control list, yeah, would have a whole lot of hits. Plan remains the same. This is granted not very exciting gameplay, but we'll take it. I'm just gonna, again, hold up a lofty denial. Hope we use it. What is the Grinzo one? Crooked Jailers. Enter beginning of upkeep. Heist opponent library. Once per turn, you pay once per turn, pay 0 rather than cost for a thing that you don't own. Okay, so it's like a Grixis Control, but it's like Grixis Heist, basically. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think, again, it's going to be real boring, but we're chumping Or not chumping, chunking our opponent for 3 every turn. Errant and Giada give us a little more flexibility in what we can do. Honestly, yeah, let it happen. It's gotten way more mileage out of it than I ever thought it would. Depending, okay, we might regret. Well, what is that? Yeah, it's like exercise. Okay, we couldn't lofty denial that even if we wanted to. This list is fascinating. Like Grixis heist control, I guess, or is it just Grixis heist? That's fascinating. I don't even care how this game goes, whether I win or lose. Fucking bring it on, let's do it. I mean, in the meantime, playing Errant and Giada, who knows what they have from my library. They could have Denial, but I would have... Okay. But I'd have the mana for it. So cool. I mean... When I say there isn't a win con, I don't entirely mean that. But the win con is likely going to be my win cons and the occasional, like, Grinzo, maybe. Beyond that, I guess we'll play a Watcher of the Spheres. Attack with the Giada. This keeps up a Lofty Denial if we need it for any sort of option. And again, sort of progresses a board that hopefully our opponent will have a hard time dealing with. And yeah, we'll denial that, or our apparition. Sorry? Don't I get that back? Yeah, okay. That's pretty good. Do I just kill him? 2, 4, 6 from the Eagle, 7... 2, 4... 2, 4... Playing the Eagle buffs to 5. 6 trigger from playing it. 7 trigger. Yeah, I think we have lethal. Play the land. Imperial the Eagle first. Name's not that important. Skycat Sovereign. 8 exactly. Hell yeah. Got there in the end. I hope that through line to lethal was like somewhat cleared through my sputtering and rambling. They have a whole lot of heist stuff. They're gonna have a lot of my inner... Maybe some Great Glass Spinners. They're not really killing a whole lot of my stuff. Jackdaw's not bad, though. Errant can go... Brazen Borrower isn't that good, since a lot of their stuff ETBs and, like, steals, or heist stuff that does enter. So we kind of don't want to do that. So maybe go down to 1 Brazen Borrower and, like, a couple vetoes, maybe, to get rid of, like, the things that do the heisting. Still, though, I love our opponent's deck. Also, they have just the cutest goddamn avatar on the planet. That's awesome. I love the Frogmancer. That's so cool. God, this is a heavy hand, but I guess we take it. We're on the draw. We got lands. It's not great, but it's like not so bad. We're gonna, you know, not do it. Not helping. Although, okay. Having a Surveil land gives me something to do. Honestly, I don't need more lands right now. I would like a thing to do. And Stupor it's nice. But I don't think it's going to be that great. Hang on. Return target spell or non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. So that would... Comment down in the comments section if my understanding of this is correct, but if I sink into Stupor a spell my opponent has heisted, that's my spell, it goes back into my hand, I think? The reason why I chucked that beyond being another land is that I was confused about the interaction, but I think that's how it works. It goes back into my hand and they don't get it. Guess we'll just play a pathway on white. Having a spell Queller does sort of give us options here. And if we gotta, take a turn off, that's fine. We also kind of aren't doing a whole hell of a lot. This card is close to being good. I mean, you really... It's honestly, like, kind of bad. Like, it's clearly, like no shit it's bad, and it's supposed to be good when you can get the modality charm-like effect out of it. But, I mean, and I know that's, like, what they're hoping for and what the card's design was for. And I understand why my opponent's running it. They are, like, committed to the bit, to the extreme, and I genuinely respect that. I do that all the time. Do I care? How's Spell Queller work? When it leaves the battlefield, the exiles card's owner, me, I can cast that card. So yeah, I Spell Queller that, and in theory get it for free in the future, right? What the fuck are you doing for 1 blue? What the fuck? Okay, cool. That is... Okay. That certainly is a card. Sure, I guess. Although, if I kill it and have a 2-drop, this should go back to my graveyard. Does that mean I get the... You control flying dice, return another creature from your graveyard, but it's not in his graveyard when it happens. That's fascinating. I don't know how this works. I'm going to 3-tree and just maybe we hit something. I don't understand. I don't entirely know how that mechanically will work either. Oh, please, counterspell that. That's interesting. And also, like, when they heist cards, they don't... I'm so interested by this. I wish I had, like, a creature that was in my yard that could get hit with the Jackdaw. Oh, that's... fine. Right? I don't think I care. I don't like shocking this in, but I think the plan is we're going to Skyclave my Spell Queller, which should get me the Three Tree Battalion that I should be able to cast for free, correct? Hell yeah! Got there in the end. Yay! Yeah, fucking do whatever, man. I don't care. That's fucking awesome. Okay. I 1000% respect what our opponent is doing. I appreciate the bit all day, every day. I respect a man committed to the bit. I just don't think the heist one works well in this particular circumstance. But if nothing else, I mean, one, again, I sincerely, really, genuinely love our opponent's deck. There is not a bit here. I think it's so cool. That's not bad. And if nothing else, this is like a really interesting... Because it's actually not... I don't think I've... I know I've seen like Grixis heist list like this before. I just don't know if it's been in testing with this list. But I really love when people try stuff, like always. And this is a pretty good example of people trying stuff. Okay, we could get greedy and go for another eagle and like try and, you know, apply more pressure here. But I'd rather just keep a Dovin's Veto open. And like have answers. There's an argument there I might have even been able to kill him without doing the hard math right now. If I had played the eagle, but we're far enough ahead that we don't really need to throw it away on goofy stuff. Enters target opponent. They're random cards. Okay. Does it shuffle the rest? No, it just pools. Okay. That's good enough. Still cool with that. I think we can play an eagle here. Oh, please. Sorry? Hang on. Pays 3. I could pay the 3. Is there a reason I don't want to? In the tank, in the tank, in the tank. If we attack with the whole crew right now, we have timers. Blocks the biggest things on the board. 3 and a 3, meaning that only 5 gets through. If this goes through, that 5 would turn to... only 4 gets through. Turn to 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think I will count it as actually. There's an argument to be made that I should have just paid the 3, but I'm gonna play an Iganjo here and play the other Watcher off the top and just try and squeeze some damage out because they're up against their ropes here. Okay, you can block 2 flyers. Biggest things are a 6 and a 5. 4 and a 3 gets through. 4 and a 3 gets through, goes to fucking 7. I could attack with a Skyclave, but he just blocks with a Grinzo, which is a bad swing. In that case, we just make him have the blockers. Gotta get rid of him, the board somehow. And let's go back to my graveyard. Did that pull from his, if he has? No, it does. Okay, well, maybe it didn't even bother to check because they both went to my graveyard, so it didn't even give the option to. I didn't bring any sweepers in, so they only have, like, Skyclave Apparitions to hit. Okay, that's helpful. I mean, he likes to heist stuff, but, like, I don't know if he's gonna heist anything that terribly matters. Again, he already used the Grinzo free heist per turn to cast the 3 trees, so even if he gets, like... Okay, we have to get, like, 2 Skyclaves exactly, and I have 1 in my field. It's not one of them what he got. Come on, 1 of them in my field. He did get 1 of them. Okay, he got 1 of them. That's fair. That helps him a lot, actually. But I think I have enough flyers where I don't care, right? Yeah, I was about to say. There we go. Again, I sincerely love their deck. I love when people try things out. And honestly, it's a good showing. I had fun with the match. It's a good showing for the list. It might not be, like, the best aggro deck in the world, but it's not a total meme. It's not like you're trying to run, like, fucking Minotaurs or Skeletons or something goofy. It is a nice middle, like, power level, or middle tier deck that'll do good. It'll climb you to Diamond, and as you can see, it'll basically climb you to Plat, for the most part. Although, to be fair, a couple of these wins to Plat were made with the Simic Flash list that you'll see in the next video. But the majority of this climb was done with Flying Aggro. Like, it's a good list. It's not going to be like the #1 deck in the world and set the world on fire, but you don't need every deck to be like that. If you want to play a cool blue and white deck that's somewhat aggressive and is a little different from, honestly, anything you'll see, it's a good list, and I'd highly recommend it, and I will almost certainly come back to this list in the future. Just got to get more flying payoff cards. We don't... Maybe if there were, like, really cool particular flyers in question that we would want, then maybe I would come back to the deck earlier, but I'd prefer to wait until there are more, like, flying keyword-supported, like, buff cards, like, you know, an eagle or whatever, before I come back. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to, be kind to one another. We're all in this together. Bye-bye.